Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Something custom can't about the concept fairly now. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason.
Hey there. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Happy Three Lobster Tuesday. Yeah, we bounced back in a big way last night. You can't keep a good man down for that long, although I can be pretty bad at centering the camera. Welcome to Wanna Bet. I'm Jason. That's Ben. We do this 7 days a week. Yeah, we do this every day because there's games you want to bet on and we want to bet on every day, and we're glad you want to bet with us. You see the rundown on the side if you're new to the show. First, second, third down, three favorite bets Ben and I have made since yesterday's show. Fourth down's kind of a catch-all. Could be fourth and long, like maybe an NBA future we really like, or it could be fourth and short. Like, do I think Italy's going to score in the first 30 minutes against Israel today? Overtime. It's football season. We give you football parlays every single day, or maybe football. And unlike pretty much every mook in this industry, we not only show our work, we keep score. We crushed yesterday from World Cup qualifiers in the morning, like Germany to win the first half. We did have a push leg and a parlay, but we still hit half that parlay. I'm off of Sweden forever. Alexander Isak, you're dead to me. You are in the James Franklin Memorial Wanna Bet Hall of Shame with James Franklin and others. Sweden loses again to Kosovo. That hurt. But how about the plus 375 on Bijan, 150 or more scrimmage yards? If Cliff Kingsbury's not a total mook, we're up at least probably 10 units yesterday. The money line that we had attached to some Commanders bets, including Jaden Daniels, 2 touchdowns, which hit, and 2 touchdowns in the money line. If you listened to the show yesterday, I told you I really like the Falcons to win that football game, and the Bills are overrated. It was a great day. Oh, yeah. Mariners money line. Didn't have to sweat that one too much for more plus money. It was plus money cash after plus money cash. And Beltway Ben, if Cliff Kingsbury is not a total mook, I think Krosky Merritt and the fumbles. I mean, again, Jaden Daniels had trouble handling the ball in the rain. It was obvious. He had a fumble that almost got away. His grip wasn't great. So when all we need is a half yard, don't get under center and just lean for it. Let's go in shotgun so he can blow the whole game. Krosky Merritt had ample opportunity, and I think could have put that game away in the fourth quarter. The turnovers obviously cost the Commanders precious possessions and plays.
Yeah, I finished down a little bit, but we still wear the bib because Jason had a killer night and carried us there, got back over 10 units. And we did have a mistake on the record yesterday on my mistake, so I do want to apologize for that. Jason did cash a bet that we didn't log, so that's in there as well. So again, it was a very good day for Jason. We were like very close. I know we had the Lightning early, but we also had that attached to Vladdy Guerrero 1+ hit run RBI. How does one of the best hitters in the MLB not do that in a game where they scored 3 runs? He would be a part of it, right? No, he wasn't. So he went under for us, which hurt us. We had a parlay with Bijan 60+, Keon Coleman 20+ receiving. Keon Coleman doesn't do enough to get us to 20. That hurt. Caleb Williams, if I would have taken his passing yards, boy, we would have cashed. Instead, I added rushing in a rainy day. He's going to run the football a little bit, right? Yeah, he lost 8 rushing in the second half. He was running a little bit early, had the rushing touchdown. There were some things going well. But yeah, we just lost that one. So it was an overall slightly down day. But again, it was, I think we were down like a quarter of a unit.
Well, and we were both on Bijan anytime touchdown,
right.
Over 100 scrimmage yards. That's not even up. We had so much volume on this game. And again, if Kingsbury's not a total mook, there's another plus 150 that,
yes,
was just begging to be had there with Daniels and the money line. So great game, great day. Back on the good foot, and there's a lot we like. All our plays in real time available in the Super Discord with our buddy Eric Casillas, who's crushing NCAA and NFL along with us. And Beltway Ben, I'm fired up for the point where we push over 50 units here, and we get our people up over 60. Right, that's the next threshold. We want more 3 lobster days, and there's a lot I like today. What do you have in first down, my friend?
Yes, first down, we are going to go to tonight's MLB matchup, and we're going to go with Yoshinobu Yamamoto over 16.5 outs recorded -106. You look back at the history, last time he faced the Brewers, he was not able to get out of the first inning. It was ugly, but I've talked about it a lot on the show in MLB and in baseball where, like, you'll see a guy get shelled awfully one time. MLB has so many different numbers and ways to sit down and look at things. Yamamoto is a smart pitcher, and he's very crafty. He's going to figure it out tonight, I think, and he has to, right? That bullpen, we saw what they could give you last night. You don't want Dave Roberts doesn't want to go to the bullpen before the 6th inning. I'm sorry, he just doesn't. You don't.
Yeah.
With this matchup, they have the hand starting pitching. We saw it with Snell last night. We'll see it with Ohtani. We'll see it with Glass now. The bullpen is where they lack. I think Yamamoto, with what he has, the splitter and the curveball, I think that can keep the Brewers a little bit off, which it has. Splitters and curveballs all year. He's on 6 days rest. Did throw last time out. Got pulled a little early against the Phillies, but the outing before that, he went 7 strong. And on the road, he was much better down the stretch, right? Cleared this in 5 of 5 road starts down the stretch. I think that's pretty important here. And he's a ground ball guy, right? He's getting 51% ground ball. So I do think he can keep it on the ground a little bit in this park today. And quite honestly, Roberts, as I said at the beginning of this bet here, you have to keep your starter in as long as you can here because you don't want that bullpen. Especially, like, I know they have a few guys, like they added Kasperius. I don't trust him.
Yeah.
And then Sheen, I think Sheen will turn around the playoffs. It'll be a little bit tough. He's got to figure out the relieving role. So you could go to him for a little bit of long stuff, but I think they're going to get Yamamoto to go at least 6 tonight. And again, the Brewers lineup has slowed down a little bit. You're facing Blake Snell last night, but even towards the end of that Cubs series, they weren't really mashing the baseball.
Yeah, I'll have more to say about that game in double overtime. First down for me, Ben. We've had a lot of volume on a lot of these primetime windows in the NFL. I've done a lot of work on this game Thursday. I don't think I'm going to have more than 2 or 3 bets tops on this game. I just don't. There's a lot of variance for me. Flacco just got there, right? What's that going to look like in a short week? But I do like Aaron Rodgers to do a little damage in prime time. The Steelers don't have a running game. They don't have a feature back. They've only got 3 rushing touchdowns all year. It seems to me in the last 2 weeks, Al Golden has made a point to run blitz a little bit more, to sell out, to at least force people to beat them through the air. Like, I think he was sick of being a sieve on the ground. And you can tighten up run defense. It's a lot easier to do than all of a sudden defend the ball in flight when you just don't have enough defensive backs. Like, you've got 1 safety and like 3/4 of a corner, and that's it. But let's at least not get destroyed on the ground. They've allowed 13 passing touchdowns already this year. Only 3 teams have allowed more. Opposer passer rating of 101.2, pretty high, especially when there's 6 interceptions factored in there, which really bring that down. Look, he could throw to anybody here. He could throw to Jonnu Smith in tight quarters. He could throw to either running back. He could throw to Alston off a wheel route, which has worked. Metcalf's got a receiving touchdown in 4 straight. It's not a prolific Bengals pass rush whatsoever. And look, I don't love this big number with the Steelers, but Mike Tomlin does the job against the Bengals. He's won 12 of the last 18 against the Bengals. He's won 8 of the last 10 at Cincinnati, including 3 in a row. He's covered in 5 of the last 6 against the Bengals. I know he struggled on Thursday nights, like on the road, and a lot of that's been Cleveland. And again, the 5.5 don't do a whole lot for me. But I do think Aaron Rodgers on a big stage can throw for 2. That's the way this offense scores. I think he'll probably get a short field off a Flacco pick, and I think Pittsburgh wins the game. Second down, Beltway, Ben.
Yeah, second down, we will go. It's 2 plays for this Bengals-Steelers game, and it's going to be both involving Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase over 69.5 receiving yards at -114. And then Jamar Chase over 6.5 receptions at -122. Listen, like when you look at what he did last week with Flacco, 10 catches on 12 targets, 90-some yards and a touchdown. Joe Flacco gets traded there, and he's told pretty simply, get the highest paid wide receiver.
Yeah,
right. We saw the frustrations on the sideline. Not only is it frustrating for the team when you're not getting your best wide receiver involved, but it's also a bad look on national TV. Now, Thursday night, we want to have Jamar Chase walking after Taylor again? I don't think so. I think they're going to make him happy, continue to target him. He can turn short stuff into long plays. We've seen him do it. He can also beat teams over the top. And the Steelers' passing defense has not been great. In the past, I know Joe Burrow's played in some of those matchups, but Chase has gotten off against the Steelers. We've seen it. This is a big-time matchup. Listen, 12 targets last week, and they're probably going to be playing from behind. Joe will be throwing the football a little bit. The Steelers run defense, I expect, will take it away a little bit. And Brown really hasn't gotten off this year as much as many expected. So I do think it's a heavy dose of Jamar Chase all night. And on these primetime matchups, I get it. You don't love taking the stars because everybody's taking the stars. But it's Jamar Chase. It's Joe Flacco just stepping in, and he has one job. Well, maybe two, because you want to get T. Higgins the ball too after they paid him. But you could get both of these guys involved, and we'll see that a little bit more in my overtime.
Yeah, I just think back to what he did with the Browns on that playoff run, right? It was just deep shots to Njoku and like Amari Cooper. Go get it down. I'm going to throw it 60 yards in the air down the sideline, draw a flag, or catch the ball. Second down for me, we are going back to European World Cup qualifying. Look, Italy's playing Israel. We hammered Israel over the weekend and cashed big. We told you Norway was going to destroy them in Oslo, and they did. It was 5-0. Now, Italy doesn't have a striker like Erling Haaland, but he missed 2 penalties. He could have had 5 himself. There were 2 early own goals for an Israeli side that was all lost in the back. That could have easily been 7-0. Israel's defeated. I know you can look at the table and say there's still a chance they go through. They're not playing like they think they have a chance going through. They get no home games because of what's going on in the Middle East. That's taken a toll on them. They're going to Italy, where throughout time, Italy and home World Cup qualifiers, pretty much impenetrable. Israel's conceded 15 goals in 5 World Cup qualifiers already. I think they're going into a lion's den today. It's going to be another hostile environment, people protesting against them. Maybe not to the extent that it was in Oslo, but I think it's going to be pretty passionate. I like what Gattuso has done since he took over the Italian side. He obviously played the game with the real edge. He was a hard man. He wanted to restore the idea that you're not going to be able to run through channels against us. We're going to make you earn it. And frankly, I don't think Israel's going to be up for that fight. Do I think it's 5-0? No, but I would point out in the reverse end of this fixture, Italy did score 5 times, and that was earlier in Gattuso's tenure before everything settled down. So I think Italy, I'm willing to gamble on the push here. I think Italy wins this game by 2 goals ultimately. I think they score early in the first half. They take advantage of an Israeli side, again, that is lost in the back. And I think Israel could crater again like they just did 3 days ago in Norway. It's a lot of travel for them. And also, Italy's goal differential, all that stuff matters. Do I think they're catching Norway? No. But I do think they're going to want to run the score up here, especially after the weekend against Estonia was just 2-0. That wasn't the bloodbath that it could have been. So, yeah, that's where I am on that match. Third down, Ben.
Yes, third down, we will go to a popular play anytime you play it. Shohei Ohtani over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs tonight, -122. Freddie Peralta has had tons of success against a lot of guys in this Dodgers lineup. Shohei Ohtani is not one. 3 for 9, 2 home runs. He's in a little bit of a slump, right? And you look at the Red Series, he demolished baseballs, had 2 home runs in the first game, had an RBI single in the second one. Yesterday, 3 walks, which is always good for hit run RBI. He's fast, he can steal bases. Ohtani does a lot of things well. So if he gets on with 2 walks here today, I feel good because I think he's going to get a few chances against Peralta, who, I think they trust him to face him, where some other guys, some younger guys, they don't. I think Ohtani will get some at-bats, and I also think he's behind him. When you look at what that lineup does, they will have a chance to drive him in. I know Freddie's had success against some of those guys, but this is a clutch team. This is a team who's done it in the playoffs before. And Ohtani has really been, through his time in the playoffs, has not been great. I get that, and I think that's why you get a fair number here.
Yeah.
But again, he hit a ball 109 yesterday to first base. Indoors, the ball should be flying a little bit more. I do like Ohtani tonight to go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs.
Third down for me, Beltway Ben. We are staying in European World Cup qualifying with another team with a lot on the line. Well, they can clinch qualification if they win. And a team in Latvia that looks pretty beaten. Now, look, I did not do well at the beginning of these group stages. There were some upsets. I think some of these bigger sides, their top players decided they could play at 35, 40%. They thought you just throw the balls out there and they'd win. And that bit a lot of teams in the ass. Even England, while they're picking up points, and I love what they're doing since Tuchel took over as manager, they left a lot of meat on the bone. But now you're at a stage where if England wins this game, they can clinch qualification, not the playoffs. They can win the group, which means all these guys who get ridden hard on their domestic teams, like hat-trick Harry Kane at Bayern Munich, they don't have to play. These games become glorified exhibitions. Like, they might not even get called in. They can get a little bit of a respite with their families. Maybe go to the beach. I don't know, go to the Greek islands or something, whatever. So I think England does the job here, and I think they start out early. Harry Kane is obviously in fantastic form. We talk about him a lot on this show. Everything runs through him. He scores with his head. He scores with his feet. He scores inside the box. He scores outside the box. He takes penalties, and he's a monster taking penalties. And Latvia is going to be fouling. They're going to do whatever they can to try to keep this game close. You go back to the first fixture between these two. Again, Tuchel not as established as the manager. Maybe they weren't as fully bought in. Was still a comfortable 3-0 win for England. England's won their last 2 World Cup qualifiers by a combined score of 8-0. I think they do the job here. I think they put on a little bit of a show in the process. The -2, you're always worried about a late garbage goal, turning that into a push or something like that. But I think England comes out here and sends a message to their fan base. And it would not surprise me if this gets pretty lopsided. I mean, this Latvia side just played a 10-man Andorra side and couldn't get a win. So I think the ship's maybe sailed on them. 4th and whatever, Ben.
Yeah, it'll be 4th and short. We already went on. We talk about it all the time. When you attack one thing, you usually attack a few. And here we're going to go with Jamar Chase over 13.5 first quarter receiving yards. And you look at how the game played out. 1 catch in the first quarter for like 4, 1 catch in the second, 1 catch in the third, and then 6 for 60 plus in the fourth. And that also, like, I get it. People want to point to Packers prevent defense. Some of that was not against prevent defense. And some of that is just Joe Flacco getting more comfortable as the game goes on, playing with a new team, knowing how to win. And they got back into that game a little bit. And a big part of that is Jamar Chase starting to make some plays down the field and Joe getting comfortable throwing to his guys. It's going to take time, but now we have an extra week of practice. I know it's a little bit shorter week, but still, he's been with him. Chase knows what Joe Flacco's tendencies are and vice versa. So I do think they get the ball to Chase early and often here. And I talked about it before. The Steelers have not been very good against wide receivers this season, especially wide receiver ones and the passing game. Jamar Chase is just a different breed. I mean, this guy's a top 2 wide receiver in the NFL, regardless of who his quarterback is. He's been held down for a few weeks now. And last week, we finally saw him take that step. 12 targets is going to do that for you. And I think we could see it again. And I think it's a little bit more early in this one compared to last week. So I like Jamar Chase over 13.5 first quarter receiving yards.
Very interesting. I'm going 4th and long. I'm going to be doing a fair amount of NBA props between now and when that season starts next week. Look, Denver with a coach who just got there 30 seconds ago, with a Joker who probably played more minutes than they would have thought, with no depth whatsoever, and counting on a Bobo like Russell Westbrook, still took OKC to the wall, right? Took them to the wall. I didn't think they were going to take them to the wall. Took them to the wall. Now they got a full offseason with the new coach. I like their depth more now than I liked it then. I think they had a better offseason. I think OKC is a really good team. Do I think they're going to repeat? No, I don't know that they have repeat moxie. I don't think they're a true super team. And I think Denver has a chip on their shoulder. You've got the whole altitude thing. You've got a real home court advantage. And Denver played with their food a lot last year. They lost 2 games to the Wizards. Like, I think you're going to see more of a cutting edge from them from the beginning. Like, have I also played Joker to be the MVP and the NBA Finals MVP at plus 850? I have. But for me, they're the best team in the league. I don't buy anybody in the East. Injuries have leveled the playing field even more. And I think they're much more equipped and fortified for the kind of depth and the kind of quality supporting cast around him in the starting 5 that they're going to need to be the last team standing. I just think there's a lot of value there. And I don't see them losing to OKC in the playoffs again. I don't.
Yeah, I did want to tell a quick story about the Denver Nuggets. Early on, when I was writing for DraftKings, I used to write for DraftKings. Everybody got assigned teams, and this was in 2023 when they won the NBA Finals. Everybody got assigned teams, and you had to write why they were not going to win the NBA Finals. Of course, at 22 years old, I get the Nuggets and the Celtics. Really easy to write on, right? How are the two best teams, the two favorites, not win the NBA Finals? So I put out an article. The Celtics end up getting upset in 7 by the Heat. And I also had to write about the Nuggets. The Nuggets fan base, and this was this was a lot of people. The Nuggets fan base comes across the article after they win. On Twitter, ripping me, all of them. Calling me words. It was crazy. And I'm sitting there.
You've made it, Beltway Ben.
That's when I started to feel good about myself. But I'm sitting there like, do I need to respond? Like, I was going to respond, just be like, you guys do realize this was forced my way. I had to write.
Yeah, it was an assignment.
Like, they don't, it was an assignment. It wasn't me saying the
You're not like
Nuggets
NBA columnist at large, and of all the things you could have written that day, you're like, oh, the Nuggets are jag-off.
Right. Yeah, I'm going out of my way to tell everybody why the Nuggets are frauds. No, against Jokic, why would I do that? But yeah, I just thought it was funny because on Twitter, there was some Denver Nuggets team fan page that had hundreds of thousands of followers. They posted in the comments, everybody's ripping, who is BH Journals, who is Ben Hall, who is Ben Hall? And then this one dude kept calling me, I'm not even going to say it on the show, but a bad word. Old Ben would have responded and told him, I would have probably been a little immature about it, but instead I just let them have it, let them have their fun. But again, I don't like that the Nuggets fan base, that part of the Nuggets fan base hated me because it wasn't my choice. It was thrown on my plate.
Stay out of the comments.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, they hate me everywhere. That's fine. Do you have any thoughts on this? What do you think of Denver to win the finals?
I don't dislike it. I think they played hard under the new coach. I think anytime you go with Jokic, you feel pretty good. And yeah, you're right. OKC, they got taken to the finals by the Pacers. I know we talked about it, and the Pacers were a team that I was fading. And if Halliburton doesn't get hurt, how does that game finish? Who knows? I know the Pacers also played the Cleveland Cavaliers who were banged up. But yeah, the Thunder, you never felt good in that. And I did think the Clippers series with the Nuggets was weird because I was on the Clippers, and every single game, whoever was home just ran the other team out of the building. But yeah, I was starting to look into it last night. A few different NBA plays. This is going to be a very weird year. Eastern Conference
you can make
teams,
the case for a bunch of people in the East.
Yeah, especially in the Eastern Conference where you have a ton of guys hurt. Like the Magic, I know we talked about it a while ago. Neither of us gave it out as an official play. We considered it, said you'd maybe sprinkle a little bit. The Magic are going to be, I think, on some of my plays the next few weeks. The more I look at it, I'm just like, this is it.
Here's what's happened with me. The more I've looked at it, and I'm not the biggest Joe Mazzulla guy in the world, but I do think there is a Celtics culture. That Heat culture thing is bullshit. I know who they lost. I understand Tatum, but are you really buying Detroit? Are you totally buying Orlando? Are you know what I mean? If the Knicks, the Knicks are not going to play the regular season under this guy, the old guy. So I don't know, man. I'm not talking about playing Celtics regular season win totals over and maybe Celtics to be a playoff team and not a play-in team. We got plenty of time to talk about all this.
Absolutely.
But the landscape, I don't know. There's just something that tells me they're going to be better than people think. And the rest of this East is going to be really muddy. Overtime.
It'll be interesting with them to see Anthony Simons on a true winning team, what that looks like. Is he chucking? How does that go? Jaylen Brown. Yeah, but I'll be honest. I am super excited for the NBA season. Just so many different moving parts, new coaches, new players in different spots. It'll be very interesting. But I know we both have double overtimes. Yours aren't the same, but mine do relate. So I'll just do my 2 and then you can get to your 2. Jamar Chase, 50+ receiving yards. T. Higgins, 20+ receiving yards. Jaylen Warren, 40+ rushing yards, plus 132. I know earlier you were talking, you said you probably weren't going to have a lot of plays here.
I don't think I am.
For some reason, the more I look into this game, Jaylen Warren, to me, stands out. I think it might be.
He probably will, and I will stay every time I bet you, he's on my no-fly list.
He's the Hartenstein? Hartenstein?
There. But he's more there. He's been there for 2 years. He's so there, I know people in this game. I've covered this game for a long time, right? And I'm fully convinced, not just looking at numbers, that the game plan's to get him the goddamn ball, and he doesn't get the ball.
Yeah.
I literally know, I got a pretty good feel for what the freaking game plan is and what they've told this Mook coordinator or the Mook coordinator before him, and it never happens.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm laying out. Is this a spot where old me would like him? Yeah. but that's dead to me. That's dead to me. And I'm not going to hold up any dogs to F your bet up, but I don't even look at his props anymore. It's over. It's Isak. It's over.
That is funny. But not like, yeah, you made the point. Like when you look at stuff for this game, how other running backs have gotten off, and then Gainwell, is he gonna vulture some things? Maybe. I mean, possibly, but I think Jaylen Warren has to get off here. And you look at how running backs have done against the Bengals all year. It's a similar spot to where you attack tight ends with them. Running backs have been able to get it going. 40 plus is not too much to ask for him. He's done it a lot. He's been right around 40 to 50. Returned from injury last week. We saw 11 carries. His number is now 15 and a half. So that means Vegas is expecting at least 4 more carries, and he could go over that. Has not went over it yet this year, but that number being that big in this type of spot means they expect them to try to go run heavy here. And if that's the case, he goes for 40 plus yards. I mean, if he gets 13 carries, he's clearing this. Jaylen Warren always has the one big run upside ability. He breaks tackles for how small he is, and he can make big plays, which is why I'm also going to his regular number here. And I also already talked about T. Higgins and Jamar Chase there. So any of the listeners, it's Jamar Chase 50 plus, T. Higgins 20 plus, and then Jaylen Warren 40 plus rush yards. But the other play here, Jaylen Warren over his regular number 50 and a half, and then anytime touchdown. I think if he's going to get off running the football the way I expect and the way running backs have punched him in, and we honestly could see Gainwell and him score one. You never know. And the thing I love about Jaylen Warren, he can catch the football and score a touchdown that way. So if he breaks a few tackles, we always have that ability catching the football. And the goal line, Aaron Rodgers will check it underneath and he'll get him the football. We're going to be on his rushing and receiving too. Of course, not a single book has it available yet, and we're just 2 days away. Unbelievable. But yeah, I think we're going to be on his rushing and receiving as well.
Put up the Flacco interceptions while you're at it too, you freaking hosers. All right, overtime for me. First overtime. Look, I've already talked about 2 Euro World Cup qualifiers I like, right? So we're going to take the England laying the 2. We're going to take Italy laying a goal. Obviously, there's a lot of push potential. And then I like Turkey to just get it done against Georgia. They won the first end of this fixture 3-2 in Georgia. Turkey, over the history of time, very, very tough to play in Turkey. Very, very tough to score on in Turkey. They've got more class. They've got a legitimate home field advantage. It's going to be an intimidating place to play. And I think they take care of business. So, I'm not going to belabor the point there. Oh, yeah, if you like Beltway Bend, FS2, 2:45 Eastern. England, Latvia. So yeah, if you guys got nothing going on this afternoon and you feel like putting a few bucks, always within reason, on that match, you can watch it on FS2. Double overtime for me. Look, first of all, I need to give a shout out to this glorious son of a bitch right here, who he did his job yesterday. Quinny P.
Oh my
Quinny
God.
P. Quinny P.
I wish you guys could see the text between me and Jason.
You didn't hit the money line, but you pitched your ass off. Quinny P.
How about that play? I mean, come on.
That's baseball, buddy. That's
both sides. Both sides.
Having,
it has to be done well on their side, but you have to understand as a base runner what's going on. Why are you not watching the ball?
Center fielder playing right field because you're that good defensively. He's a Gold Glove right fielder. Makes a great play. Joey Ortiz, top 5 defensive shortstop in baseball, makes an awesome throw. And Contreras is savvy enough to know I'm going to run and get that out at third base too, because those mooks don't have any freaking idea what happened.
Absolutely. Now, on the other side of that, Teoscar Hernandez, one of the worst base runners I've ever watched play in my life. How are you not watching that and going immediately? But the point of that, it wouldn't have even mattered because the other mooks didn't watch it either. They still would have turned a double play. Will Smith is screaming, run back. Will Smith is one of the best high IQ players I've been told about in the MLB, is screaming, run back. As a base runner, you're taught to watch the ball. As soon as you see his glove bounce up in the air, as soon as it hits the wall, it's in play. I don't understand what you're doing.
Well, they might not have had a good look. I have no idea. But like, I also know you always call him lucky. If Terang lets a ball hit him, they probably win the game. And the Dodgers.
It's easy to say that now. If you're sitting in the box facing,
I don't think it's easy. I wouldn't have done it. All their instincts from the beginning of time are to get out of the way.
Well, it's also
like Trinan really wanted. Dave Roberts is no mastermind. Like,
it's a
Trinan was
2-strike
dying
count
to walk somebody. He would have walked somebody. It's a 2-strike count,
and he's going. You see the high. You see it's coming down. It's so much. And all of the Twitter baseball players, as much as I shit on the Brewers and talk the way about them, however I want to, every Twitter person talking about you got to wear it, because I'm watching my dad. My dad's like, "Oh, wear it." Do you know how much easier it is to wear it at home compared to being in the box facing that pitch in a
You're not
2-2
thinking
count,
that way.
or 1-2 count, it's
You're
way
not thinking
different.
that way. I think if it's the front leg, he probably can lean into it. But this is a sweeper coming in at his back leg.
And the pitch started in the zone where it is. It's tough.
I don't have a problem with that. Now, swinging in your eyes when you know this guy can't throw a strike, like
He was tight. He was tense.
that's tough. But like, here's what I'm going to say: Sasaki in the head might not be so good now. Like, the quick hook for Trinan, who can't throw a strike and should have blown the game. They got bullpen issues. I don't think my Brewers lose 2 in a row at home. Freddie P with the 1.77 ERA at home. This ain't Wrigley Field. Yamamoto, is he going to control the run game? I don't know, but these guys will be running on him, especially with Will Smith kind of banged up. You mentioned it. Not a lot of these guys have great numbers against Peralta, and Ohtani has not had a great playoff. Freeman Freddie, he scares the hell out of me. Sure. But for plus 110, a Dodgers team that was not great on the road and a Brewers team with a legitimate home field advantage and their ace on the mound. And I think Roberts, like, I don't know about their closer now. Like, I don't know about their closer. I also know Yamamoto had to face my Brewers in July and he got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, that was when they were playing better baseball. Also, I would have went Vesia.
Yeah, I'm going Vesia, not Trinan, but
I couldn't believe it, but it worked. It worked. I could not believe it didn't go Vesia. Vesia also gives up home runs. I think that was a little bit of it.
But yeah, great night in baseball, and yeah,
it was a great game. It was a very
my
damn
Brewers
game.
to get that one, but let's go get it tonight. Beltway Ben, show the people what we do at Wanna Bet. Yeah, that's not even all our winners. Onward and upward for me. Not been a great October, but we've had some pretty good days lately, and feel good about a lot of the action today. All our picks in real time available on the Super Discord. Tomorrow might be 12:30. Meatball's got a vet appointment at 10:30. Those can run a little bit long, so we're going to shoot for 12:30 instead of noon tomorrow. And then that's with EK, I think.
Yeah, EK's supposed to be here Wednesday.
Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday, and then we should be back on track, normal time at noon. After that, you want to bet, we want to bet. You like 3 lobster nights. We like 3 lobster nights. Let's do it all again tomorrow at 12:30.